everyone. My name is Dr. Juanita Mercer, and thank you so much for joining me today for powerful 31 days to self accountability, where we ask ourselves 31 tough questions in 31 days to make sure that we are using our power for good, and that with every decision we're making, that we're demonstrating our love for God and people in everything we do. Today is day 12, and today's tough question is, can this wait? Now, that's a simple question, right? But gosh, can't we get anxious? Sometimes we can be so hasty to make a decision simply because it's hard for us to wait. It can be a challenge to be patient, to follow instruction, but it's so important that if someone that we're submitted to has given us a timeline of waiting, that we fulfill that. In 1 Samuel chapter 10, Saul is anointed as king. And when Samuel anoints him, he gives him instructions as to what to do next. And he specifically tells him that you're going on this journey, but when you get to Gilgal, wait 7 days and I will come and meet you there and I will give you further instructions. He said, but I'm coming there and we're going to sacrifice burnt offerings and peace offerings unto the Lord. Well, on his journey, Saul is, facing the Philistines. And when he gets to Gilgal, it's this time of awful waiting where he is surrounded by the Philistines, and him and his army are getting anxious. They don't know what to do. Even soldiers are running away from Saul, and he's like, what do I do? It has been 7 days, and Samuel's not here. So what does Saul do? Oh goodness, he gets anxious and he decides that he's going to take matters into his own hands. And so he tells one of his soldiers, go and get the burnt offerings, go and get the peace offerings. And he said, I'm doing it myself. Just as he's concluding the sacrifices, wouldn't you know it, here comes Samuel. And Samuel's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And this is Samuel's response. So in 1 Samuel chapter 13, verse 13, he says, how foolish! You have not kept the command of the Lord your God. Had you kept it, the Lord would have established your kingdom over Israel forever. But now your kingdom must end, for the Lord has sought out a man after his own heart. The Lord has already appointed him to be the leader of his people, because you have not kept the Lord's command. You see, Saul was submitted to the Lord, and he was submitted to Samuel because he was God's prophet. And he did not follow instructions. He took the whole situation into his own hands because he thought he knew better, instead of trusting God, trusting his leader, right, in that moment. It can be very difficult to trust the people that you're submitted to and to heed their timeline that they've given, because let's be honest, sometimes we do think we know better. And even in some cases we might, right? But it's important still that we wait. And because Saul didn't wait, there were major consequences. He lost his position, right? And in some situations, we might lose our job. We might lose our spouse, right? We may lose an opportunity. We might lose a relationship. We might lose money. So this principle can be applied in every area of our life. Don't be anxious and ask yourself, can this wait? That's it for today. Join me tomorrow for day 13. And remember, in everything you do and with everything you have, love God and love